maybe after the Buddhist monastery, I think I'm gonna forego the beard and just do the long hair. We'll see though. I wanna I do want to start I want to get it long though too, like really long,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
down
this
here.
guy's gonna look like Forrest Gump. Let's go. That's cool, man. Hey, I love my long hair, man.
Mhm.
I used to have an afro when I was a kid,
Oh
like
yeah.
when I was in fifth grade. Um, and honestly, that afro was like my whole identity, man, because I had to latch on to something because I moved around a lot. So when I went to this little school in southern New Hampshire when I was in fifth grade, because I had moved from Massachusetts, and I was
Mm.
like the only black kid. And so the only other black kid that was there, he kind of threw me to the curb, and then he left anyway. So it was just me left. And
Okay.
I had this afro. I ended up just kind of, well, my hair was just unkept, but then I got a fro pick and I picked it out, and it was just big afro, and I was like, "Whoa, what is this?" And then that was like, I was kind of like that kid no one knew, it's always
Mm.
my situation, right? And then everyone loved it, right? Everyone
Ah.
started talking to me. So I got this afro and I was like, dude, this is awesome. Like I'm cool now. You know what I mean? I'm part of the white people now because they accept me. Because this is
Because of
all
my
white people,
afro,
man.
yeah.
I went from a school where they had people of color everywhere to an all white school. And it
How
was,
was that shift?
oh, it's tough, man. You know what I mean? But for me, it didn't bother me too much because I kind of was like, when I was in school, I had moved around so much that I kind of was like I didn't really have that many friends to begin with. You know what I mean? I never really
Okay.
solidified myself anywhere. So I was always either the new kid or I kind of just had like bad social skills. I was always socially awkward. So once I got into that school, I was just happy to have some friends that were cool with me. You know what I mean? I met some cool people there at this old little white school. But my hair was my entire identity, right? And that's
Mm.
why I had this afro. I mean, that's where the nickname Fro came from. I'm still called Fro by some people, right? And I mean, I still my hair's a little messy right now, but if I picked it out and like styled it, I'll have a fro again. So I
Mm.
for 15 years, dude, about 15 years, no, probably 13 years, I had an afro. And it got me all through school. And whenever I got a haircut, it was horrible. It was like the worst day of my life because like
Oh my
I was
God.
like, shoot, man, no one's gonna talk to me. I had a weird mindset about it, it's just the way it is. Oh man, did you see that hairline? Oh God. Anyways, I just scared myself, man. I just gave myself a nightmare. I thought my hair was pulled all the way back like LeBron James. But anyway, so
Oh God.
once I was 18, 19, I had it. I had enough. I cut my hair. Like I went the complete opposite. I went damn near bald, right?
Wow.
Damn near bald for about 2 years, dude. Two for like most of college. And I'll never do that again. That was terrible. It's just at first I thought it was good, but then it didn't look good after a while. So, and then I started doing this like Dominican ass. And so I got like the little, I cut the sides, I got the little, little line as a bunch of
Oh,
times.
the
It was just
line.
like a little bit of hair on top. Bro, I went through so many hair phases, and you know what's crazy, man? Just recently, I would say like I don't know, last year, late last year, um, I went back to the fro. I was like, you know what? I just want to grow my hair long. I'm tired of doing these other things. I'm going back to the past, man, like Samurai Jack. All right, so I'm going back to the past. I brought the fro back, and I've been happy with it because it's not that I missed it, it's that, or it was my identity. But honestly, having a fro makes me feel like, it brings me closer to my heritage, man. Honestly.
Mm. Okay.
You know what I mean? It was the hairstyle that always worked for me. And the reason I got rid of it was because a long time ago, I felt like I looked young. Some people said I looked young. I didn't want to look young. But now I do. I want to have that youthfulness, you know what I mean? And honestly, the fro is just I just think it looks good. I like it. I'm gonna keep it going. Just gotta have my own, style it up. But hair is especially with black people, man, hair is like a very important thing. Um, because there's a lot of different. I've had cornrows and things like that. It's just a lot of different cultural implications when it comes to hair, right? Uh, and I've had my fair share of people touching it without my permission. So, that's something we have to deal with. But I don't know, man. It's like hair's great. So when you said your hair, you want to grow your hair long, I just was like, oh, let's go, man. Do
You
it.
got excited.
Do it. Long hair is awesome, man. It really is. Like
I
having big hair. Because the one day we're not gonna have hair, Matt. We're gonna go
and
bald.
when that day comes, I'm shaving it all off. I
Yeah,
don't
me
care.
too. As soon as I start getting those bad patches and it's unsalvageable, it's it. I'm doing something. I'm gonna have to shave it down like I did when I was 18, 19, man. I just hope that, well, actually, it should be look better now because I'm more mature and I got like facial hair and things like that. Before
Yeah.
I just looked like Black Caillou. That is terrible. I just look like a baby.
Well,
Like,
one question that came up when you were talking about that is how is all those different you going through all those different hairstyles contribute to what you think of as yourself, your identity, or we can say your essence?
well, I think hair is indicative of youth, right? And I think once um I got rid of my afro because I wanted to get away from my identity. I almost was running from who I was in a way because I wanted to completely change. And then in my 20s, I was going through my F-boy phase, man. So, you know, my hair is was indicative of one, my youth and where I was in my life, right? So Afro was when I was a kid. That was when I was and just going through that kind of stuff, my teenage years. The bald stuff was just a rebellious phase. I thought like I wanted to be more mature. I wanted to grow up. I wanted to whatever. And then after that, it turned into just kind of like more into the curly hair, and then it turned into just, the line I could like the overblown stuff, you know what I mean? Kind of like the F boy hair, the Hispanic kind of type of hairstyles because I was hanging around with a lot of Hispanics. So, um, and I was kind of, going through the uh that phase where I was just going out, I was partying all the time, I was drinking all the time. I was kind of all into myself, so I kind of looked like an asshole, you know what I mean? I looked like a dickhead. So, but I
Yeah.
loved it. I loved that hairstyle because it was I felt like like sexy, dude. I felt hot when I had that, you know what I mean? And I looked
Mhm.
good. I thought I looked pretty good. And I was doing like different variations of that in my 20s. And when I did have I would have like at periods where I'd have afros, and that just meant I just didn't care. Like I was just not keeping up with myself. So I would make sure to get it cut and things like that. And then recently, again, like I was saying, when I went back, was because again, I felt like I wanted to do something new for my hair, but I didn't know what to do. So I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna let it go long and see what happens. Come to find out, I liked going back to the Afro, man. It's not a familiarity thing at this point. It's just kind of like, damn, I didn't have it for so long, and now I'm a completely different person from when I first did. I don't tie myself to that identity. But now
Right.
it's but now it's more of like it's a proud thing. Like, okay, this is black hair for me. This is what my hair looks best. This is where it's always looked that's its best, especially when I take care of it.
Mm.
So uh and now that I'm older, right? I don't have those emotional ties to my hair. I don't. Like I don't think of
Mm.
myself a certain way because I have an afro. I don't. I think of myself a certain way because
Or
I
you,
am who I am.
yeah, or you need to please something external,
Yeah,
or
or I
please
need to fit
find
in.
something external. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because that was my whole, middle school, high school experience was my hair being what identified me. Um,
Hmm.
That's what people, and when I looked bad, when I didn't have it or I got a bad haircut, um, dude, it was like I was like miserable, man. If I felt it, you know what I mean? And people treated me differently. So those days are over. I mean, that's when you're kids, man. When you kids is ruthless, bro. Kids are ruthless. Um,
Mhm.
and when I got cornrows for a couple times, again, completely different experience. Like I looked different to a lot of people and people liked it. So it's again another thing too when you go to an all-white school is that people don't see people like me, right? And I'm
Mhm.
not even dark, man. I'm
Yeah,
light
exactly.
skinned, but I still have the features. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I still have that. So people react in a lot of ways. If I continued going to the schools when I was in Massachusetts, it wouldn't be the case. You know, it would just be kind of like, oh, normal, you know. But because it was so, new, it was overblown and it became an emotionally charged thing for a lot of people, myself the most, because of the reactions, because of the um, and not all of them were good, but it's having that identity, it's being unique in that sense. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So makes me think of the black dude that was there when I first started that school, and how he probably felt I was on his territory, right?
Oh, because he wasn't the
He
unique
was
one,
the
and
only one.
you
Yeah, yeah, he was the only one. That's why he didn't really like me, you know? Well, I'm not saying that's why, but I feel like that's a reason why, you
could
know?
be. Yeah,
But then he
absolutely.
moved anyway, so it didn't matter. But yo, tell me about Budapest, man. How's the travels been going, brother? Where are you right now?
I'm in Budapest right now, and I'm going to next Monday. I go to Krakow, Poland. So it's a
Man, he's going to
I
Poland.
yeah, and then gonna go see Auschwitz too. So it's
Mm.
man, talk about just a total shift in lifestyle. Just re first couple days were I think aptly put just wild, just different
Tell
because
me about it.
first
What's different in Budapest?
first off the travel it was 24 hours.
Here,
So I
you
got
cut
like
out. Say
45
that
minutes of
again. You
sleep.
cut out.
Okay, so maybe I need to speak directly. So the first 24 hours I was traveling. So it was just, I got 45 minutes of sleep and it
Damn.
was, yeah,
Ouch. I feel that.
uh, yeah, 45 minutes with like naps put into there. But so I got to Budapest at about 7 o'clock and needed to book it to my hostel because they stopped in checking at 8 o'clock. So I crashed and I couldn't really go to sleep that night. So oh, tossed and turned. But that first day, I was just like, I'll walk around. And then I just ended up seeing a bunch of sightseeing stuff. But yeah, and well, second day, I found a lady friend. So uh, so the third day was pretty much just hanging out with her the whole day.
Oh, that's
And then
awesome.
fourth day, I was I was just so tired. I think the jet lag came up um, came on me, and then just going. So I just crashed, and then this Monday I started actually doing some sightseeing, and well, I say it's such a lifestyle change because I'm sleeping with three other people in these
You
dorms.
dog.
Uh,
Oh.
yeah, just in one bed. We're all snuggling together.
My goodness. Nice and cozy
No,
up in there.
yeah. It's two bunk beds, and there's usually at least two other people, maybe three, and we share one bathroom. So you can't just you can get up whenever you want, but usually quiet hours at 10 o'clock, and then you people can start getting up at 6:30, 7.
This is in the hostel.
So
This is the
in the
hostel.
hostel, and these
Is this co-ed or is this all dudes?
well, this one's co-ed. That's how I found my lady friend.
Oh, so you sharing rooms
Yeah,
with people, with women and men, huh?
yeah, but it's usually
Interesting.
yeah, usually it's not like that from what I've heard. If for people who don't know what hostels are, they're essentially bed and breakfasts that you stay in a room and pretty much they're like dormitories. So they're either 4 man, 6 man, and or 8 or 10 man, and you're all sharing the bathroom together, and you have your little locker as well. And so
It's very intimate.
usually, yeah, and you're all pretty much on the same schedule. So yeah, you can stay up as long as you want, or get stay in bed as long as you want. But the hostel usually wakes up at the same. People in the hostel usually wake up at the same time, about 6:30, 7, and everyone quiet hours at 10. So it's like you either go out and party, or you stay at the hostel, but you can't really do anything because it's quiet hours.
Yeah.
So you have to, for me, you have to, and for anyone, you have to get with their schedule. You can't just, you can do whatever you want, but it's not, I'll say, indicative of good sleep,
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
say.
yeah.
So,
Oh, the
that was
people
one
that are
thing.
sleep that are with you, they go out too, or they kind of like homebodies? Are they chilling?
Most of them go out. So the one guy who just left today, his name was Daniel. He was 51 years old. That was not what I was expecting either. I expected a lot more younger people, but no, a lot of them have been 20s, 30s, 40s, and this guy was 50. So wide range of ages. But this
All
guy,
tourists, or they're all tourists?
uh, no, at least not in this hostel. The 51-year-old, he's done a lot of traveling and tourism, and said most hostels, it usually is tourist. But for this one, my first night, there was one guy in the hostel because he was moving. He was he lived in Budapest, but he was moving, so he's in between moves. So
Gotcha.
he's just there for 1 or 2 nights. Another girl she was from another city, but coming to Budapest to take a test. So she was just there that one night. My lady friend, she was from Slovenia, but she came from uh, Slovakia. She came from Slovakia, and she was in
Mm.
town because she was doing. There was pretty much a dance convention for bachata. That's the name of the dance,
Ah,
and
bachata,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Okay. It's a good dance, brother.
Oh,
Lump.
you know
Yeah.
bachata?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very simple. Just, two steps, a couple steps to the right, a couple steps to the left. Your hips are moving with the other person. Oh, it's a sexy dance, man.
yeah. For people who don't know, bachata is very, very intimate dance.
Yes, it
So
is. Yes, it
quite
is.
intimate. So, but that's how we met too, because she said that, and I was like, no freaking way. I've wanted to go. One of my things I wanted to do when I was traveling was go and do the dances in the city, different dances in the city. So I was like, can I go? Can I go? And she's like, yeah, let's go.
That's
Oh,
awesome,
so
man.
yeah, very thankful for that. But yeah, she was only there for 2 nights and going back to Slovenia. So very different experience, but I kind of like it because you get to see different people from all over the world, all over Europe. And yeah, so there was that. And then the culture's just different. So one thing is that in at least in Europe countries, most of them don't even get their day started until 10:30. A lot of like seriously, restaurants don't open until 11 o'clock. There's some
Interesting.
that don't work. Yeah, some that don't open until 12. And then it's like most people like today, I was the coffee shop uh behind the in front of the hostel didn't and open up until 10:30. Well, I was up at 7 doing stuff, so 8:30 rolled around. I was like, well, shit, I was gonna write at the coffee shop, but I
Uh,
guess I'll write in my room instead. No.
Interesting.
And
Wow, that's
then,
so cool,
yeah,
man. I mean, yeah, dude, completely different cultural norms, yo. I mean, over here in the West, if you're not up by 5 a.m., you're a failure. So it's just like, so that's so
yeah.
funny to hear that. You know what I mean?
hmm
That's
And then
great.
yeah, and one other thing too. So there's cafes everywhere. Cafes just that's the thing. You go to cafes, but one thing I knew that, but one thing I didn't realize in that my Sylvanian friend told me is that people go to the cafes not to get any drinks, but to socialize. It's a
Nice.
meeting place for people to meet. And not only that, people in Europe apparently dress up to go out because they know they're gonna people are at the cafes and gonna be watching them. They're gonna be people watching.
So there's a lot of people
So
watching
people
over there.
Yeah, and a lot of people, like we were talking about with the hair and appearance, take a lot of not pride, but a lot of care in their own appearance because they know they're going to be walking by these cafes and other people are going to be people watching and watching them as well. So it's just completely different from
That's why
Austin,
Europeans are
Texas.
so well dressed. Okay.
Yes, yes, yeah, and you can see that with I noticed that with a lot of teens too.
Hmm.
They're just they're very well dressed, and it's the stereotype of that European model look in
Interesting.
teenagers. Yeah, and you see that, and you're like, why do you look like that? Why are you all dressed up in all this makeup and all? And then you're like, oh, now I realize because that's literally your culture
Yeah.
is
Do,
to try to look good.
do you think that over there they take cues from us, or do we take cues from them
Uh,
when it comes to fashion and appearance and things like that?
they take I think a lot of fashion they take from themselves, but they are heavily influenced by Americans. All
Also,
their music
oh, the
is
music.
American music.
Okay.
Yeah, I was listening
Interesting.
yesterday in the cafe. It was the weekend,
Really?
and yeah, and it was today. It was Will Smith. Get jiggy with it.
What? Yo,
Yeah,
what? How do you go for
yeah.
anyways? That's pretty cool though, because that
Mhm.
Will Smith is a legend, man. So wow, that's
Mhm.
interesting. That's
Yeah, so
funny.
so they definitely listen to our music. Everyone speaks English. I mean, in the cities.
Hmm.
So city life, they speak English just because I well, there's a lot of English who come over here for tourism, and then it's also the universal language, I think,
Yeah.
because e- everyone almost it feels like everyone here is bilingual, English with their native tongue. So
Now
it's
you're in Hungary, right?
yes,
You're
in
in Hungary.
Hungary.
So
And that's the
yeah.
sorry, that's similar to what I found in Germany and Switzerland and France as well. But what were you gonna ask?
No, I was gonna say the language, right? Well, I don't know
Mhm.
what they call it, the Hungary language, but um
Hungarian, yeah.
Hungarian, yeah. So it's English and Hungarian mostly. And do you find that people have spoken a lot more English or well, in the cities you said it was English.
It's weird because in the touristy areas is all English. But then you go a little bit out of the touristy areas and it'll be Hungarian.
What
Like I
about
went
your
to
hostel?
Oh, they speak English. There's a and they speak English to us, but the reception speaks Hungarian to themselves.
What does that sound
So
like? Hungarian.
what does it sound like? Honestly, it sounds like a offshoot of Russian. That's what it
Really?
sounds like. Yeah, but not as I don't want to say as harsh, but it's still pretty harsh. You know, Russia
Yeah,
has it's just really
Russian is
harsh.
like it's you feel like you're being drilled.
Yes, exactly. And in this, it's more blunt.
Mm,
It's that's what it sounds like. It's Russian but blunt.
I like it.
So yeah, it's and then apparently too, a lot of people here speak German as well because it was part of that Austro-Hungarian Empire
Yep.
before I think during World War One or
Yeah.
before yeah before World War One. So there's a lot of German influence here too, and then of course during World War Two, it was occupied by the Germans as well. So a lot of German speakers as well. Like that Chinese girl, she knew German and Hungarian, well, German specifically, and she was learning Hungarian. So different. Yeah, it's I'm thankful that English is one of the universal languages,
Yeah.
so I can kind
I
of
mean, have you picked up any Hungarian?
I can't say it's actually a hard language. It's really hard. It's like actually it's like Russian in how hard it is.
Really?
Um, but I'm getting to the point where common words I can read them and be like, okay, I know what that is, or I know like receipt.
Restroom or
Yeah,
coffee or
receipt. Like open receipt, entrance. If I see those words, I'm like, okay, I know what those are.
yeah.
Because there's some parts, of course, not touristy areas, but some parts of Budapest where so usually they do the Hungarian words and then the English words underneath.
Oh,
But
okay.
once you start getting outside of the city center and the tourist areas, it's just Hungarian. Like I went to the Budapest Zoo, and a lot of it was just Hungarian.
Huh.
But so it's um, if I was living here, I'd try to learn it a little bit more. But I'm only here for a week, so it's like whatever.
Would you live there?
I was thinking about that, and it's so cheap that
Really?
it is insanely cheap. You know, the mini French baguettes?
Yeah.
Those are 60 cents here.
Get out of here.
Yeah. And
All right,
then
so like
coffee.
a plate of food, like well, what do they eat besides the baguette?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. What do they eat? Oh, so freaking good. So, they're mainly part of the Balkan diet. So, one of their dishes is just all meat. We
Let's
had
go. Let's
Yeah,
go.
literally all meat. It was
Yes.
so great. It was
Carnivore
like
diet.
ham, pork, arc ribs. What what else? They had like mozzarella cheese squares, like triangles, but
Yeah.
they don't call it mozzarella cheese. They call it something else. I don't know. Oh, but yeah, and then um, but one thing I love, and if they had it in America, I'd probably go fat on it. It's called langouste. It's
Langouste.
yeah, think of it. So how
I'm
I
looking it
describe
up.
it? Yeah, it's amazing. So it's for people all just listening. It's think of pizza breading, but the breading is like a funnel cake breading. And
Like
what they
fried
do
dough.
is yes, exactly like that, fried dough. And what they do is they put sour cream on it and then cheese, and then
What?
you eat it. And then there's a whole assortment of stuff you can do with it. Like I had one that had bacon, uh, bacon, ham, uh, what's it called? Pork, cheese. and then some onions on it. So it's kind of like a pizza, but not really. So, and my God, that is so good. That is
Langos or
amazing.
langouche. It's spelled
Langouste.
Langos.
Yes,
And
langouste.
it is a Hungarian born food.
Hmm.
So yeah, it
And
looks good, man.
oh, it's amazing. And then,
There's
oh my goodness, dessert. They have what's called chimney cakes, and
you said
they
chimney?
look, yeah, like the chimney, and then cake.
Oh,
They
dude,
so yes, and oh my goodness,
what
so
the
oh
heck?
they're for people listening. It looks like a round chimney, and it's hollow inside, and you can just get it plain, but with like a sugar on the top. But what slaps is they put Nutella in the middle of it.
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
So, yes,
It's like a towering cannoli in a way.
yes,
What the
yes,
heck?
and oh my God, the Nutella with it, it just and then you can get different things with it. Like there was Oreo chimney
Mm.
cake, Reese's chimney cakes. Oh my
And I'm
God,
seeing
dude.
that the crust, the breading, can have cinnamon on it. It could be vanilla. It could be
Yeah.
walnut. It could be cocoa. Wow, this looks. Okay, are people fat there?
No, no, they're not.
How?
And that's another culture or rule shift is oh dude, there's not that many obese people here. I
Everyone's
I
like
could
just thin.
I could probably count them on obese people on my hands since I've been here.
Wow.
Everyone's just I mean, there's some people who are chubby, Oh, and some people who have a gut, but obese? No, man. Most people are pretty fit. Most people are slim or have a little meat to them. It's it's wild because in America it really is, and that goes back to it. Their food as well is so they're not eating chimney cakes every day and langouste every day. What it's really nice is that they have open markets. So I went to the mall and you have the regular mall, but on the beside it you have just a fresh market where they have fresh meat, fresh as vegetables, fresh as fruit, all just lined up for you to eat, you to buy and go home and eat. And that's indicative, I would say, of their culture is they just have these markets that you go to buy stuff. And
And would you say with $50 of American currency, how much would that get you in Budapest, man?
oh,
Can you feed
a
yourself
lot.
lunch, breakfast, and dinner on $50?
You can do. I did it with $6. Yeah, from the
Wow.
grocery store. Yeah, because I got some chicken. It was two slices, and actually it was way too much chicken because I just had one and
Uh,
it filled me up for lunch. And I was like, oh my God, like this is way too much. And then I had some eggs, which is another thing. They don't have the processed eggs, the white eggs. It's
no.
just all the natural brown eggs.
Yeah, they all kind
So
of like got shit on it and stuff like that, of course, right? I would imagine.
yeah, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Oh, it's but yeah, and then I had yogurt, an egg, two eggs for breakfast today. I had the chicken and some nuts and an apple, and then today I'm gonna have some ramen, so I don't know if that counts or not. But yeah, oh my God, dude, yeah, you can $50 at the grocery store here,
Last year
probably
week.
the whole week. Yeah,
Wow.
I if you cook, right?
Yeah.
If you get pre-made meals and stuff like that, then yeah, you're probably gonna pay a little more than $50. But no, man, you can live well here if you cook. Yeah, exactly. And
Interesting.
even going out to eat, it's like $15.
For a full, a full entree with a drink and things like that.
Uh, yeah, yeah, I would say so. I got a bread bowl. there's another meal that's pretty popular. It's goulash.
I've heard of
So that's
goulash. Yeah, I've heard of
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It's pretty good. It's like a meaty soup with like potatoes in it
Oh,
and
that
stuff.
looks good, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I
yo,
got a
I want some goulash, man.
yeah. Get in a
Yeah.
bread bowl too. Oh my
Oh,
God, dude.
where are you going next? That you said you're going to after Budapest? You're going to
Krakow,
Austria, Poland. You're going to Poland.
Poland. Yeah,